And then suddenly AI boom started. Everyone was like, okay, now we have to work on AI. And the easiest language to work in AI is startups preferring to work with React, Python, because the problem is when you learn it, you're not implementing it. And if you're not implementing it, it's of no use. Don't you get bored by making the content? I was like, actually, I get bored. So I wanted to do something different in Python. So what I did is I used a lot of VFX.
Can you share what point of time you thought of quitting your job?
Because technical skills will take you somewhere, networking skills will take you everywhere.
Quitting your software job to become a content creator might be easier today, but quitting your job and putting everything into your passion of teaching for 10 plus years is extremely difficult. And today we will learn the success and the journey of Telusko, from which millions of us have learned programming, Spring Boot, Java, and how he runs his startup in Bangalore. A quick shout out to Fly with Singh, where you can first of all find all templates to study abroad, plus expect a call back from a consultant so you can shortlist the universities you must go to and apply immediately. Go check out Fly with Singh right now.
So hello everyone, today I am in the office of Telusko, the channel that I learned from Spring Boot, Kotlin. जब 2016 में trend चला था that Google was making Kotlin its official language, the first channel that I learned Android development in Kotlin was Telusko. So hi Telusko, thank you so much for having me. We will learn how this channel became a startup in Bangalore and lot to learn from him. So hi Naveen, thank you so much for having me. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you so much. So I'm Naveen Reddy, also called as Telusko by some people. I started my journey in 2011 as my first video on YouTube. And now we are running a channel which has almost 2.3 million subscribers now. It's fun to see the number, but challenges comes every day. So recording videos, having fun building different systems, that's what I do now. Primary focus is on Java, but also explored blockchain and now going to explore AI. And thanks for the motivation before this video. I mean, soon I'll be focusing on AI as well. I stay in Bangalore, so mostly we'll be having some questions on Bangalore as well.
Awesome. So first of all, let's start with the technologies which are getting outdated. For example, US में बहुत ज़्यादा trend है that, you know, आपने सुना होगा there was a hype of open source big data tools like Spark, like Hadoop. They are outdated now because cloud is the future. So things are changing really fast, and I mean, maybe Hadoop might be relevant for some companies, but cloud is the biggest future. Like companies came like Databricks, Snowflake, and people are moving their data to these companies, and hardware is reaching data centers as compared to आपको घर में data center खरीदने की जरूरत नहीं है. Normal person doesn't need to create a room full of GPUs, room full of hard drives, SSDs. आप सिर्फ उधर deploy करो and it's much more convenient. So can you share in terms of your tech stack क्या-क्या चीजें outdated हो चुकी हैं? Is it Spring Boot next which is going to get outdated? What are the things getting outdated now?
In fact, see, there are things which actually get outdated, and then there are things where people say it will get outdated soon. In fact, in 2006 or 7, when I started learning Java, and people were saying Java is getting outdated from 2007. It's been 17 years now, 18 years. Java is still there, and Spring Boot is still in the market. But there are certain technologies which are changing very fast. In terms of cloud, you mentioned. I remember 2014, I saw an ad in a newspaper. A company was hiring a Hadoop developer, and they're ready to pay 4 crores package. Wow. I was like, I want to learn Hadoop now. So, वही time था जब मैंने channel चालू किया था, and I was like, okay, first I will complete Java series, I will learn Hadoop, I will make Hadoop series because it's trending so much. But you have to also understand as a company perspective. In fact, just हमने discuss किया था, you mentioned about companies focus on those things which are making profit. तो जब Hadoop से तो कोई technology आ गया या फिर कोई उनको deployment कहीं पे करना है, they prefer to go with ऐसे कुछ चीज़ जहाँ पे automation हो, जहाँ पे they can easily maintain it, and the talent, the resource, people, they can be, example, let's say if you are working on some project and then suddenly you feel that I want to leave this job, go somewhere else. They can't depend on what technologies which you use. They want to make it standard कि हाँ अगर कोई बंदा दूसरा ये चले भी गया, दूसरा बंदा आके उसको fill up कर सकता है. तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें standard होती जा रही है. बहुत सारी चीज़ें cloud पे move होती जा रहा है because it is easy to manage. They are outsourcing it. हमारा काम है बस उसको build पे click करना, उसके बाद जो भी होगा वो तुम्हारा काम है cloud को. In fact, that's why we have this DevOps culture. Pipeline बन जाता है सीधा पूरा. यहाँ commit करो, वहाँ पे pipeline ready है. And it was magic at one point. In fact, I remember 2017-18 when I was exploring Amazon CodeStar. So Amazon also has their own pipeline. The way we have GitHub, they have code commit, which is just got, they have discontinued code commit 3 days back. They also have their entire pipeline. And for me, it was a magic. I'm writing a code in Java. I'm just saying save and commit in this machine. Automatically, I can see the build in the server. For a company, it becomes very easy to manage people. It becomes very easy to manage these softwares. Now, coming back to the Java and stuff. 2010 was a boom period where Java was very famous. Again, people were talking about it will get outdated, but also when I saw the market, Java was everywhere. And then suddenly AI boom started. Everyone was like, okay, now we have to work on AI. And the easiest language to work in AI is Python. So people are like, okay, so we have to learn Python, then learn AI. On the other hand, when you got web development, easiest way to build an application now is JavaScript. Those were golden days where we used to learn different technology for different stack or different layers. For front end, learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. For the middleware, you can learn C#, .NET or Java or PHP. For the back end, database technology also you have to master. And then JavaScript, people are like, no, we know one language. We want to do everything in that language. I want to do front end, we got React. I want to do back end, we got Node.js, Express.js. We wanted to go database also in JavaScript. So we got JSON formats now, MongoDB. So everything is JavaScript. Now, when you say things are outdated, a lot of people also say that Angular is outdated. Mm-hmm. Not exactly. The thing is, they have different segments in the market. We got startups preferring to work with React, Python, because it's easier to find people who can work on that. And startups, they have the ideas, right? They want to implement that in a week. So they will prefer a language where people know about the language and also it is easy to build. On the other hand, if you talk about the enterprise market, they go with some stable stuff. They don't have this idea, okay, today we got the idea, tomorrow we'll implement. They go with a chain of process. Someone will someone will take the initiation, then someone will plan it, some other team will execute it. And then they look for technologies which are stable, which will go for a long time. And that's why they prefer stable languages like, okay, don't bash me on this, but they prefer .NET framework, they prefer Java in that stack. It's not like they're not using Node, but then preferably still Java and .NET. Java, you can also say Kotlin because it is easier to work with Kotlin than Java. So yeah, that's how the things are. Nothing is getting outdated, it's just that different companies have different approach to work with.
Totally agree. Same with cloud. So for example, biggest preference for companies is AWS because let's say they're already using AWS. And most people know AWS because AWS is doing the most amount of conferences. AWS is working so good on marketing. They have the most number of services. So it is easier to hire an AWS cloud developer as compared to Azure, as compared to GCP. So that's why the highest number of profit is also made by AWS, right. Then Azure, then cloud. So it's becoming a bubble and it's expanding, and Google and Azure are using other ways to compete. So like whatever एक का जो disadvantage है दूसरे का advantage है. That is the strategy they use. It's same like जो advantage 90s में होता था. If you know IBM was the biggest software company when it started 90s में, and then they used to use database with nodes. So for example, let's say you have an account number. Let's say this is a bank. This is an account number. It's a node, and it will have a branch for name, Harnoor, ya Naveen, and this is how databases used to work. And SQL got invented, and Oracle became the first company to implement. IBM was slow. Yeah. So जो उनका disadvantage था, Oracle का advantage. Now it's the bigger company in software now. So I think that's how the cycle plays. Now, biggest...
In fact, with IBM, I remember, IBM always starts something, but they're not fast enough to move, as I mentioned. In fact, Watson, the AI platform for IBM, they're talking about Watson everywhere, but then suddenly other companies are coming up and they are taking away the AI market.
Yeah. So whatever some companies disadvantage, you can start a company there and lead it.
Right.
Yeah. Now my big question is, I think in our education system in Java, the biggest challenge is Java is getting updated every year. but
Right.
coursework is not. Go to colleges in US, in India, both have the problem. They're still learning Java 6, 7, 8. We
Right.
have Java 22 now.
True.
Like Java, I was using the last JRE version 18. So, do you think, is that okay? What is lacking in Java education now?
I mean, not just Java, it's with most of the technologies now. In fact, when I was doing my degree, we were also outdated. Then when I came to the market, then I understood, okay, that was outdated. This is something you have to learn. It all depends upon the students now. In fact, when I go to different colleges, I saw few colleges are taking effort. So few colleges are autonomous, so they have their own curriculum. So they are trying to implement it. Example, let's say the university says we have to teach Java 7. These colleges go for Java 11 or Java, let's say 14 max. The problem is colleges cannot upgrade every year. They can't actually, they don't have this capacity of catching up with technology. In fact, as an independent trainer, I can't catch up with the technologies. Like everywhere we are going, so I'm focusing on blockchain now, AI is booming. If I go on AI, something else will boom. Even I can't catch up. So colleges are doing their best, or maybe they're not even doing anything. It depends upon, it comes down to students now. They have to understand this. College is only for environment. College is for you to go for a structured education. But apart from it, you have to also learn things which are happening in the market. And don't just learn. Everyone talks about tutorial hell. YouTube is one. You go to YouTube, you follow a creator, maybe multiple creators, and then you say, okay, I will learn this, I will learn that. The problem is when you learn it, you're not implementing it. And if you're not implementing it, it's of no use. I have learned a lot of technologies in my last 20 years. How many I remember now? Only thing which I work on. So don't just learn things, implement it, and don't depend upon your college. They will never able to catch the market. But still, as a college, if any one of them listening to this, I would encourage you to connect with industry experts. At least have one session in a week from industry expert. They will not teach. They will come there and they will just talk about the things that are happening in the industry, so that students will know what to work on. So they will go home. We have the ChatGPT now. We got Google. So we have to motivate students to learn. Don't teach them. Motivate them. That's very important.
And same, I think they should come to Bangalore and go to Luma, Meetup.com, Cerebral Valley, all of these meetups. Some are remote, some are in person. Attend those and learn from industry people what is happening. And then they get more motivated. I think in-person motivation is 10x more.
True.
Now, you started with a YouTube channel. You start with a journey to teach people. Can you share what people already don't know? So how did you start from Mumbai's Chawl? What were the challenges of building this YouTube channel and how you converted to a startup? So शुरू से शुरुआत करते हैं. 2012 you graduated.
In fact, when I was doing my MSc, 2011, so at that point I was responsible. So in fact, we had this system in our college. We can train our juniors. So I was doing masters. We were responsible to train the juniors. And then at one time, I can't talk about the college because they will feel bad, but there's a problem that I wanted to teach something to the students, but then I was stopped कि नहीं सिखाना है extra, जितना बताया गया उतना सिखाओ. Then I felt कि यार, as a trainer, if I love teaching, I should be able to teach to everyone. And then I went home, I recorded my first video. तो जो मैं क्लास में सिखाना था मुझे, उसका मैंने वीडियो बना दिया. अब कोई भी देख सकता है YouTube पे. और मैंने कुछ ऐसे 3-4 वीडियो अपलोड कर दिए. बट इतना रिस्पॉन्स नहीं आया बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम यूट्यूब वॉज नॉट, इट वॉज मोर फॉर कैट वीडियोज. आई कैन से एजुकेशन वॉज नॉट द मेन मोटो ऑफ यूट्यूब. तो व्यूज़ नहीं आया. आई वॉज डिमोटिवेटेड. और प्लस रिकॉर्ड करना इज़ अ बिग चैलेंज. नाउ एटलीस्ट आई हैव अ गुड स्टूडियो. आई गॉट अ कैमरा. बस रिकॉर्ड करना है, क्लिक कर दिया, रिकॉर्ड हो गया. एट दैट पॉइंट रिकॉर्डिंग अ वीडियो इन दैट वन रूम वेर यू हैव अ वन बेड, टीवी पे वहीं पे, फैमिली वहीं पे टीवी देख रही है. So you have to stop them, TV मत देखो, फिर I can record the video. So I was finding it challenging. फिर भी फैमिली ने सपोर्ट किया, बट कब तक कर सकते हैं सर. फिर मैंने ब्रेक ले लिया. फिर 2014, my wife, when she was my girlfriend, we were discussing about what else we can do apart from. So we wanted to build a product. But वो टाइम पे मैंने देखा मार्केट में बहुत सारे डेवलपर्स है. क्या नहीं है मार्केट में? ट्रेनर्स नहीं है. सो इफ यू लुक एट द इंडियन टेक मार्केट, अभी तो बहुत सारे ट्रेनर्स है. वो टाइम पे वी वर हार्डली हैविंग गुड ट्रेनर्स. तो मैंने सोचा कि ठीक है, आई कैन टीच, सो आई विल स्टार्ट अपलोडिंग वीडियोस. तो मैंने वीडियो चालू किया बनाना. और फिर चैनल का नाम रखना था. तो वी वर थिंकिंग अबाउट डिफरेंट नेम्स. एग्जाम्पल, वन ऑफ द नेम विच केम आउट इज नवीन स्किल्स. But then I don't want my name with the channel. कभी हो सकता है कि आगे जाके मुझे बेचना होगा company. I can't sell my name. So we wanted to go for some unique names. So Telusko came into picture. Or फिर we started uploading videos.
What does Telusko mean?
Telusko is a Telugu word which means get to know. So I'm Telugu. I don't speak Telugu much, but then I wanted to go for my mother tongue. So Telugu is get to know. Then I started uploading videos. Again, उतना नहीं मिला जितना चाहिए था crowd, but I was happy. क्योंकि एक दिन मुझे comment आया after 6 months of uploading videos. I got a comment because of this video. I got the job. I was like, okay, I'm not getting money from YouTube, but at least I'm helping people. So that was my first motivation. And slowly, steadily, I got messages from different countries. One of my initial subscriber, I think Shabir was his name. He used to message me on LinkedIn or different platforms. I watched your videos. I've learned a lot from them. But I'm confused with this topic. I was like, okay, I got the new content. So I started uploading videos on those things which he wanted to learn. He wanted to pay me, but then I thought not a good time to pay now. Let's see later. But that's how we started. I started uploading videos. 2016 came, and then you mentioned about Kotlin. Google announced that they are making, apart from Java, they can also use Kotlin as the official language for Android. It was 9 a.m. I got to know, and I thought now people will come to learn Kotlin. So 11 a.m. we recorded the video. By around 2 we uploaded our first video.
Wow.
In a week I uploaded the entire series. I was like, channel was here, it went there. 2018, again AI hype was there. People wanted to learn Python. In fact, I went live on YouTube and I was talking about something and people were like, teach Python, teach Python. I was like, I'm not into Python. I love Java. They're like, no, we want to learn Python. I thought, let me try. How difficult it can be to learn a new language. So I learned Python in 1 week. I started uploading video. But then you mentioned right before this video that don't you get bored by making the content? I was like, actually I get bored. So I wanted to do something different in Python. So what I did is I used a lot of VFX. Not exactly the high level VFX, but then using green screen. At that point it was new. 2018 was, a lot of people were not using green screen for the videos. I used green screen, animations on the screen, and one video was taking 1 day to edit. And I recorded around 100 videos.
Oh.
So the entire 6 months I was making Python videos. And that was fun. It took time, but it was fun. And channel was here. After Kotlin, 2 years, Python took it somewhere else. And then I came to know that people want to learn. It's just that when they want to learn something, they want to, it's our job to make it interesting, right? How do you keep them engaged? Because nowadays, because of Instagram and all those tools, we don't have patience. We want to see things in 5 seconds. If you don't like it, swipe. How do you make it interesting for a tutorial where you're talking about, let's say, doing a login form using Python? How do you make it motivating? So that's the thing I was trying to do. Then at one point, I wanted to explore different technologies. I had a team because initially I was doing my content creation, recording, editing, I was doing by myself. At one point I thought I need people. So I started hiring people for editing, then for content creation, for managing the company, and supporting the audience, because we run different courses on our platform. So we wanted to provide support to them. So in that case, the company grew up. Not the initial plan. I'm not a people person where I can manage people. I can actually, but then I realized when I started managing people, I can't work on my own things, because making a video, creating content is a creativity work. And if you are into creative work, you want people to leave you alone. And if you get a call, we have to talk, we have to discuss about these things, you get distracted. So now I try to avoid it, but again, if you run a company, you don't have a choice. So yeah, balancing life between employees, YouTube, and family.
So a lot of people in tech industry talk about quitting their job for content creation, for the startup in Bangalore. So can you share what point of time you thought of quitting your job? Was it when YouTube revenue went same level or above it, above your full-time job?
Okay, good question. So it's again the same year, 2016, before Kotlin. So what happened is I was doing trainings. I was doing a lot of trainings in different companies. I left my software job because I used to love teaching, and I got to know that training gives you more money than software development. And I got into training. I was making good amount of money till 2016. And then when I saw the YouTube stats, it was looking good. So I was earning 10% of what I was making as a corporate trainer. And then I thought, okay, this is good. But then when I looked at my YouTube videos, I was uploading videos once in a week. And then I used to look at the comments. They're saying, waiting for the next video. I want to learn this topic. I was not able to manage making videos and doing corporate trainings. Then the other day I thought, okay, what if I can make 1 video or 2 videos per day? Can I survive with the revenue from YouTube? I thought I can't, but I do have a saving. So I switched. I stopped doing all the trainings. In fact, I was doing 7 to 8 trainings per year. Came down to 1 training per year. And then currently I'm also doing one training per year just to be in the market, just to go there, just to meet people. I stopped doing training. I was only focusing on YouTube. For 2 years, I was surviving with 1/10 of the revenue of what I used to make. So my expense was almost above than what I was getting.
Almost 10 times.
Yeah.
So you took a risk, right? But what is corporate training? Can you explain?
So the thing which I do on YouTube, I used to do in corporate. So example, when companies hire different candidates and they have a project on Java, they have a project on, let's say, Spring Boot or Python. So I go there to teach them different technologies. So it's more of a consulting job where you have to also talk about the curriculum. So some companies, they have the ready-made curriculum. This is what you have to teach. Some companies, they say, we have this project, we have these candidates, you have to take them from here to there. Mm-hmm. You decide what you want to teach, but just make them ready. So it was fun.
Yeah, I've seen even in big companies, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, all the big companies, even like, Google has their learning platform where they teach their own employees because they use their own tools. So they do online sessions, online recordings. So it's something similar, right?
Kind of similar, yeah.
Okay. Now, what are the real challenges of running a startup in Bangalore? I can tell you the real challenges of San Francisco and San Jose is they call it Man Jose. They struggle with finding girls in the city. People talk about it's just tech and less job market for people who don't want jobs in tech. So is Bangalore, you think, similar? Is it like Mangalore or Bangalore?
You can say Bangalore because, in fact, in tech, in general, when you talk about tech, the male ratio is much higher than female ratio. There are several reasons to it, but then we have to change it. We have to motivate women in tech, and most of the companies are doing that. That's a good initiative they are taking. Apart from that, one of the challenges is the cost in Bangalore. It's much higher. In fact, I was born in Mumbai, and people say that Mumbai is very costly. If we talk about Indian cities, they used to think Mumbai is the costliest one. Then we shifted to Bangalore, and now the things are changing. I am finding Bangalore is much costlier than Mumbai. That's one issue. Another issue is a lot of tech people are there in Bangalore. That's a good thing for me because when I go out, when I used to go out in Mumbai, let's say there's a chance that at least one person will recognize me. In Bangalore, it's more. So I know if I go to a market, at least one person will be there who will say, I've seen you somewhere. Is it the same guy? I'm not sure. Maybe I look different in real life compared to YouTube. So those are the good things, but also challenge because we have a lot of tech people. And since we have a lot of tech people, there's a lot of money in Bangalore. Since there's a lot of money in Bangalore, the cost is going up. But running a startup is always difficult. Doesn't matter the city is. Managing people is one of the biggest thing. Especially finding good talent. And okay, so there are two things. One, talent is important, but also their mindset. Some people are talented, but they don't want to work much. And there are people who are not that talented, but they give their heart out to work on your project. Mm-hmm. So I prefer the person, I'm second category. It's okay if you're not that good with talent or the technology, you should be excited to work.
It's like the same principle, like hire fast, fire fast.
Yeah.
Like, Silicon Valley has the same principle. True. It's very, very fast going. Right. Okay. And in terms of the cost, of course, Mumbai, when I travel in Mumbai and travel in Bangalore, I feel the difference. यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा challenge which tech industry people talk about is that apartments, अगर आपको rent करना है, like maybe it's very expensive, 20,000-30,000 rupees, they'll take 6 months of security deposit of your rent, and वो भी पता नहीं वापस मिलेगा कि नहीं. और ऐसा कैसे है कि in the same city, people with 3 lakh rupees package a year and 1 crore rupees with 3-4 years of experience are able to cope up, and both के लिए जगह है यहाँ पे. What are the challenges when there is that much pay differences in the same city?
In fact, we had the same discussion before moving to Bangalore. The good thing is we are living outside Bangalore, so the cost is not that high compared to the city. सिटी में भी कैसे है ना, कुछ सेक्शंस बने हुए हैं ऐसे, कुछ ऐसे बिल्डिंग्स है जहाँ पे कॉस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा है, कुछ ऐसे एरियाज है जहाँ पे कॉस्ट इतने ज़्यादा नहीं है, जो थोड़ा अंदर लोकल एरियाज होते हैं. एंड आई हैव सीन लॉट ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज दे शेयर द रूम्स. सो एग्जांपल अगर 4 लोग हैं, दे शेयर 1 or 2 BHK और फिर वो कॉस्ट डिवाइड करते हैं, तो मैक्सिमम उनका रेंट जाता है इसमें, मैक्सिमम उनका जो सेविंग जाता है वो जाता है रेंट के अंदर ही. So difficult to survive with 3 lakhs in Bangalore, but again लोग मैनेज करते हैं.
Now, last, what is the future of Telusko? Since it is a startup, what students can expect in the next few years?
So there are 2 things which we are doing now. One, I have spent a lot of time teaching, a lot of time spending on YouTube. I've observed one thing. When you talk about trainers, I have seen all amazing trainers in the world because I'm a corporate trainer. I meet them, and when they go into classroom, in 5-10 minutes, the students are like, wow. But the same person, when they come in front of camera, they struggle because they don't know how to teach to a camera. So one of my aim in next few years is teaching how to teach, or sharing my experience how I came from corporate world to the camera world. Next, we are planning to launch some more products, enough of teaching, more of products to help students in terms of, now we have all this platform, right, lead code and all this stuff. Apart from it, I want to focus on some product where they can learn building projects, not just building small applications, big projects, working in a team. Because when you join a company, you have to work in a team. And what they don't learn now is working in a team. Even if you do a course, you're learning it alone. You're not going to work alone in a company. So we want to build that system where at the start itself, they will learn how to work in a team, how to work on a big project, and what are the issues they can find in the industry to solve it.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to bootstrap all the way?
Everything is bootstrap. So there was a point when we were thinking about getting funding. We might get funding, but the problem is once you get funding, investors have a lot of say to what you should do. And I'm the not kind of person who can go with the investor way. I have my own plans, and we are making enough money so that we can implement it.
Awesome. And what would be the final advice for students? Because abhi, what people have told me that abhi currently in Bangalore, 80% jobs are software, which are booming. Much more poaching happening. LinkedIn पे software engineer को इतने messages आते हैं. It is the boom of software era in Bangalore, and now slowly it's 20% AI. It's going to move more into AI. So what advice you would give to students so they can catch up?
Okay, one thing very important. As I mentioned before, don't just learn things, implement it. It's very important, right? So it doesn't matter how much you learn. It's first thing you have to implement stuff. Go with the trending one. Example, AI is there now. Focus on AI. Maybe you don't want to master. Not everyone is meant for AI. You can learn AI in 2 ways. One, actually learning AI, and second is how to use AI. What is booming more is how do we use AI to implement our own stuff nowadays. But very important, implement and learn new things. Also, go to different events. We were discussing about different events, as you mentioned about different platforms. The only thing which I was using is meetup.com, but Hanu mentioned some of the event websites. Go there, attend the events, network with people, very important, because technical skills will take you somewhere, networking skills will take you everywhere. So make sure that you improve your communication and networking skills.
Wonderful. And वही principle है that it's better to be a jack of all trades rather than master of one, because that's better than master of none. Yeah.
True.
Thank you so much, Naveen. It was very nice meeting you. Learned a lot, and please check out his channel as well. We've done another video, and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for bringing it.
Sure.